Newsbrief. The Writers' Guild of Great Britain has announced the winners for its annual Writers' Guild Awards. Riddling Rhymes, Her Majesty, written by Lee Alexander, and former Gamasutra editor, took home the statue for Best Writing in a Video Game. Other nominees are NCLUDADFIFU 19, Narrative Drive Story Mode, The Journey, Champions, written by Matt Turner. Tom Watt and Martin Cordell was first on the shortlist, followed by Ryan's Her Majesty, written by Alexander. Narrative Puzzle Game at Spectrum Retreat, written by Giles Armstrong, and Dan Smith, closed off the list. The awards took place earlier today at the Royal College of Physicians in central London, in a special ceremony to mark the union's 60th anniversary. Happy holidays! It's a popular season for mobile games. What with so many people traveling for the holidays, and at next year's Game Developers Conference you will get an inside look at how one of King's latest and greatest was made. As part of the 2019 X-Mobile Summit, King will be presenting a post-mortem look at its latest Candy Crush game, in expanding the world of Candy Crush, a post-mortem on Candy Crush Friends Saga, featuring principal game designer Jeremy Can, studio-led narrative design Tracy Dawn, and senior director of visual development Robert Mackenzie. This session will walk through the process of how the development team expanded the game world and built upon this billion-dollar to create a more accessible game, including adding collection and other gameplay elements, redesigning the look of the characters, and retrofitting a new narrative foundation. Make time to attend, and you are likely to walk away with practical learnings about the game design, art vision, and the strategy behind the making of this new Candy Crush game, as well as the goals and challenges of expanding the world of this successful IP. For more details on this talk, and many more, check out THEGDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your DD week, which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to DD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more here. For more details on THEGDC 2019 visit the show's official website. Subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, RSS. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. It looks as though tabletop games dominated Kickstarter in 2018 while successfully funded video game campaigns have declined. These figures might be useful for developers looking to take their projects to the platform in the future, as they might provide some perspective on what types of games have been succeeding. Kickstarter provided some data to publish showing a roughly 0% increase in funds raised by successful tabletop projects over the previous year. However, earnings for successfully funded video game projects were reportedly down for the third year in a row, with the decline being more noticeable this time around. The tabletop games category, including card games, board games, and tabletop role-playing games, was up $27.23 million,
A19
8% increase compared to 2017. For comparison, the video game category declined $1.45 million, 8% compared to 2017. Successful video game CAMPAIGNSAMASCD a total of $15.8 million last year, compared to $17.25 million last year. That number is far lower than Kickstarter's all-time high for the video game category, which was back in 2015 at $41.5 million. According to the data provided by Kickstarter, a successful video game on the platform only earned $45.
886，36。
On the flip side, the successful tabletop game earned an average of $70.
603，33。
Game Design Deep Dive is an ongoing Gamasutra series with the goal of shedding light on specific design features or mechanics within a video game, in order to show how seemingly simple, fundamental design decisions are not really that simple at all. Check out earlier installments on the unique touchscreen control, Ophelix, and on the plant-growing mechanics of Grow Home. Also, do not miss this developer-minded looks at the tutorial system in Rogue Legacy and Amnesia's Sanity Meter from our ever-growing Deep Dive archive. I am a game designer with 14 years industry experience and led positions on many AAA titles on a wide variety of genres, including third-person action-adventure games, film licenses, racing games, first-person shooters, platformers, and simulation games. Most recently, I was the lead designer on Alien Isolation, which released October of last year, and is still scaring people. According to my Twitter feed, I have often answered questions on the game systems, the choice of crafting approach, the level design, and of course, the alien itself. Of all the systems, entities, mechanics, and designs that have made Alien Isolation so an immersive game, one mechanic often causes a big reaction from people, and as mundane as it sounds, it is the save system. Who would have thought that such a choice would trigger such passionate reactions from players around the world? It turns out, if you get even a simple mechanic right, you can trigger exactly that. The save system in Alien Isolation took a rather drastic, and some would say old-school, approach to saving. We have no soft saves, or checkpoints in the game. The only way of saving is to locate a terminal in the world, put in your access card, wait for the systems in the fictional machine to warm up, and then wait for the 3 simple lights to blink off, all the while knowing that you could be killed at any moment. When we first approached the save system, we had the usual checkpoints and menu-based saves. We looked at the games we were all playing, and spent some time balancing when the saves occur and how often. Like any development team, we all play a lot of games and each have our favorites. Often our decisions and choices are colored by the games we played, and our own personal preferences. On this occasion, I was set on using a checkpoint system, with hard saves every now and then. For me, it worked in games like the Dead Space series, Metroid games, and BioShock, and was a simple system to understand. However, sometimes, simple to understand is not the right approach when you are making a game that is designed from its core to terrify and put people on edge. One of my favorite game mechanics of all time is the active reload system from Gears of War. I was fortunate enough to meet its inventor, one Clifford Michael Blashinsky, at an event we were both working at a few years back. I asked him if he had invented it, and he confirmed it was him, and he added how surprised he was that other games had not copied it more. After a good chat, where we went through games that could have used it, we went our separate ways. The reason I like this mechanic so much is that it added a huge level of emotion to a previously simple interaction. Pressing a don't reload was a staple of many games. It became an annoyance rather than an interaction. In some cases, the most emotional thing you could get from it was that man's click, aim, fire, and then nothing, aside from the realization that you have an empty clip. With the active reload system, if you perfected the timing, you did more damage and got a faster reload. Damn, I am good. You would think as a satisfying glow appeared on your ammo and you were able to start mowing down the locust clicker. The flip side is the feeling of dread as you messed it up. A jammed weapon, a longer reload, a lost chance at bonus damage. It was risk versus reward in the simplest form, and it worked a treat. The question I found myself asking was, could a simple interaction like saving trigger such emotion? Now, I would love to say that it was all my idea, and that this was the plan all along. But alas, it was not. During development, one of our designers, our senior, by the name of Simon Adams, came to me with a pitch for a manual save system. I said no many times. What we'll have is fine. It seemed to me like too much change, a hassle, and a lot of work on a game environment. We would have to place terminals everywhere, change the art for the affected areas, and change the code for the save system. Then there was the alien. For those who have not played the game, and do not already know, our alien is systematic. It is an entity that works under its own logic, hunting for signs of the player, other humans on board, and anything it can kill. It adapts to the player's movement, choices, weapons,